Welcome back to the Thread Ladies Podcast. Yes, you see us in the same shirts because this is part 2 from that video that you guys just watched. We did our RB and tight end rankings. I don't like running the podcast longer than 45 minutes, an hour for you guys because, you know, people have lives. I'm trying to give you guys as much information as I can in that time. So we're definitely going to jump right into it. This is part 2 of that part 1. We're doing our quarterback and wide receiver rankings.
It's going to be really
Yeah. And we're also going to sneak in.
You think the last episode was
Some booms
controversial?
and busts.
You think the last episode was controversial? Oh, my
This
Lord.
one's going to be fun, brothers. Let's go.
This is going to be sick.
Let's go. We're starting with wide receiver. We're ending with quarterbacks because that's what everyone's waiting on. So, yeah, we'll start it off. Wide receivers. I know you don't have honorable mentions right now, so I'll just mention my guys.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I got some guys that I feel like could be in the top 10, but they didn't make my list this year.
But hold on, before he says it, he has like 19 honorable mentions.
No, listen. I did
Like,
want to mention this. With the wide receivers this year, it was the hardest ever for me to rank them personally because there's so many guys I feel like.
And you got to look at their teammates and stuff too, like who they got next to them.
I agree.
Man, this is...
In my opinion, the top 7 on my list should be the top 7 on anyone's list. I don't care how you rank them, but I feel like those are definitely the top 7 wide receivers, and I feel like that's unanimously decided by all fantasy fans. But I feel like this 8 through 10 can be anybody, like guys that can blow up. I really feel like can be anybody. So these honorable mentions, although they didn't make my list, they very much can be in the top 10. I have to mention them. So
go ahead and see it.
Some guys here. So Mike Evans was what I started off with because he's probably the most surprising out of all these guys. Yeah, Mike Evans has been top 10 receiver fantasy most of his career. Last year's wide receiver 6. So I feel like a lot of that had to do with Godwin being hurt. And if Godwin can stay healthy, and especially with how Rachaad White did last year, I feel like they're going to be relying on that run game a lot more. I feel like he'll be right outside that top 10, like 11 through 15 area. So I got Mike Evans, and then I got Mr. Drake London. I feel like he can have a big boom season. I feel like he will have a boom season. He's never even been like top 25 as a fantasy wide receiver.
Yeah, he's got Kirk Cousins, and he's
never
got help over there too. Well, Kyle Pitts is there, and he's gonna have a good year with him too. So
I agree.
I see Drake London having a decent year this year.
Yeah.
Cool.
Devontae Adams, he has been a top 10 wide receiver for the last one. I got to write down.
His whole career?
No, not his whole career.
His whole starting career?
He has been wide.
You don't even have him in the top 10.
I don't have Devontae in my top 10. He was wide receiver 10 last year. He's got no.
He had the most targets in the league last year. Even though he's wide receiver 10, like he's saying.
He has no quarterback to throw him the ball.
He's got Gardner Minshew,
going
baby.
to have.
He's got the Minshew mania coming to him.
Gardner Minshew.
He's already named starting quarterback for week 1. They're going to have a connection. Let's go.
Him and Aiden O'Connell. I mean, that's just
Aiden O'Connell's garbage.
That's what he's dealing with. So I can't put him in my top 10. Sorry.
He's Devontae.
He's been declining. He's been declining. He's 30. Like, let's be real with ourselves here. If you look at his past 5 years, he's been top 10. Well, this is a big debate here. His past 5 years, he's been top 10. And each year, he has declined on the list. And he was 10 last year. I don't see him just magically being better than wide receiver 10 when his quarterback situation is just as bad as it was last year. I mean, he had at least had Derek Carr for some weeks last year. Jeez. But the whole reason he went to the Raiders was Mr. Derek Carr and that moolah. But
moolah.
I feel like that same kind of situation might happen with CD. That's a different kind of conversation. So, yeah, Mike Evans, Drake London, Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, so much competition over there. Which he has been a top 5 wide receiver for 5 years in a row.
Who?
Diggs.
Yeah.
And I don't have him in my top 10. I just feel like there's so much comp over there.
Yeah, that's my problem with it too.
George Pickens, if one of them quarterbacks can find their strides, there's literally no one else to throw him. Like, there's no one else to throw the ball to. And Pickens is a beast. I love Pickens personally. And then I got Keon Coleman and Chris Olave. Chris Olave has no quarterback. Keon Coleman is, someone over there is destined to blow up. And I like Keon Coleman a lot. I know he's calling us nut swingers, as he said. in the last episode. But yeah, those are my honorable mentions. So let's jump into it. Number 10, who you got? And I'll say who I got. We'll talk about it.
Somebody you can't leave off the list. He already said he left off the list. He's the most consistent receiver to ever step on the field, Mike Evans.
Very fast situation.
But I couldn't put him above these other 9. But I had to put him in my top 10. I just couldn't do it.
I respect it. I respect it.
I couldn't do it. So I got Mike Evans as my number 10. Even with Godwin back, even with Rachaad White, the dude is still going to catch the ball. He's going to get in there. He's going to get his points. Mike Evans is my number 10.
My number 10 is one of 2 rookies I have on this list, Malik Neighbors. Malik Neighbors is an absolute dog.
He wants to talk about quarterbacks. He don't nobody throw quarterbacks to. He's got Daniel crappy ass Powell Doo Jones, and he's gonna be a top 10. Get out of here, man.
Listen to me right now. They got
he ain't gonna be a top 20.
Slayton, Jalen Hyatt. They have no run game over there. Like you literally are relying on Devin Singletary to run your rock. That's who you're relying on.
And you're relying on who to be receiver?
Malik Neighbors
by himself. Against defenses.
Dude, are you...
He's going to be top 20. Mark it down.
No shot. I got Neighbors number 10 as a rookie.
When you go to fantasy standings at the end of the season, it's going to say, Malik Neighbors, 22.
Look at the last... Okay, go back and look. Every single year, there's at least one rookie in the top 10. At least one. So if you don't have one, then your list's automatically wrong. Every single year, there is one rookie at minimum.
That's not true.
In the top 10. It is true. Go look it up.
You're saying if I don't have a rookie in my list is wrong. That's not true. Malik Neighbors is not better than none of these guys, ever. He even stepped on a football field in a real game. You're putting him in the top 10. Like, that is absolutely ridiculous to me.
I feel like it's a little bit of hate saying that. Not saying he's not top 10, but saying I feel like it's a little hate saying, he hasn't stepped on a football field.
He has not been. There's a difference between college and NFL.
There is, and he's clearly translated it to the NFL.
With playing against rookies.
He's played against starters. That first...
You got Daniel Jones, period. Sorry. I'm so sorry you went there.
I'm not a big fan of Daniel Jones personally.
I wish you would have went somewhere else because you are a beast. I'm not taking that away from you.
I'm not the biggest fan of Daniel Jones personally, but he's going to be throwing the ball so much this season, and Neighbors can get open. He's going to be open a lot. Mark my words, 1,100-yard season at minimum, 1,100 yards and 8+ touchdowns.
I cannot wait to go back and watch this
1,100 yards plus and 8+ touchdowns.
First episode of the football season. We'll go back and watch, and when it comes to the end, and this dude ain't...
I'm telling you right now.
He'll be lucky to be top 20.
I'm telling you right now. In my opinion, Malik Neighbors is better than Marvin Harrison when it comes to skill set. And
Marvin Harrison ain't on my list either.
That. He's going to show that. So I got Neighbors 10.
Marvin Harrison don't earn no top 10 list right now. That's a joke. That's a joke.
What is your beef against the rookies?
I ain't got no beef because they're rookies. They have done nothing.
Puka. You're talking about a guy that was
Did you put Puka on your top 10?
You're talking about a guy. No, you're talking about a guy that was fifth round receiver, and went out there and was wide receiver 6 last year.
I understand that, dude.
It happens.
Sometimes you get gems, but guess what?
Happens.
Guess who Puka had thrown him the ball?
So many good wide receivers this year.
Who did Puka have thrown the ball?
Matt Stafford.
Okay, then. Not Daniel Jones. Like, get out of here, dude. Malik Neighbors is done.
I had to sneak him in there. I had to sneak Neighbors in my 10.
That's a joke.
I am so high on Malik Neighbors this year, and for the years
pick him in your draft.
I will.
And you'll
I
lose.
am getting him, gladly.
He's a champion, guys. But he's going to pick Malik Neighbors. And be sitting on his bench the whole year. He will not start in 1 week. He will not start in 1 week. I'll mark my words.
I'm definitely getting Neighbors.
Only ways he starts Malik Neighbors in his fantasy is one of his other receivers is on a bye.
That's not true. I already have Neighbors. Actually, I have him in 2 leagues. I probably shouldn't get him in our league. And he's in my starting lineup in both leagues. What are you talking about? Yeah. The guy's going to be a dog. He's going to be a dog. Come back to this. He's going to be a dog.
Sorry to hear that.
I'm done with that talk. All right,
Sorry
number 9. Number 9. I got Puka. Who you got number 9?
I got Puka.
Puka Nacua.
Puka Nacua.
Cooper Kupp's back, but Puka's our number 1 now. I'm sorry, Cooper.
No,
you had an amazing.
No,
you had an amazing year.
I mean, I'm gonna say that the only reason I have Puka over Cooper is because Cooper's getting a little older, but Cooper and Puka is gonna be right there. They'll be right there. Oh, you're talking about Triple Crown guy 2 years ago. Now it's garbage.
I didn't say he was garbage. I never said that. I said he had his season. That's
Matter of fact,
He had a Triple Crown season
Matter of
without
fact-
Puka.
Matter of fact, Cooper Cup.
There's a reason.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
There's a reason he put Puka over Cup on his list because he knows deep down Puka is the guy, bro.
Yeah.
He's
Bye
the
bye.
guy.
Cooper Cup will have a
Cup,
better year.
you had a great season, but one of the best of all time by a receiver. Then no one's denying that. But again, that was 2 seasons ago where you didn't have a Puka Nacua. And in my opinion, Puka is wide receiver 6 as a rookie. Are you kidding me? He's got to be on your list. I mean, he was on your list. You just erased him.
I'll put him as an honorable mention. How about that?
All right, that's fine. Yeah, I feel like Puka's self-explanatory. Number 8.
Who's your number 8?
Who's your number 8?
I already told you. Or you number 9. What was
Who's your number 8?
Oh, we both have Puka. Okay. Mine's Devontae on that one.
Mine is Marvin Harrison Jr. You got a healthy Kyler Murray?
Dude, he's got Marvin Harrison Jr. and Malik Neighbors over Devontae Adams and Mike Evans. Like, that is a complete... I'm disappointed to be your dad right now.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to see that in
I
fantasy.
taught you better than that. Like,
Obviously, I don't think
Devontae
they're
Adams
better.
not on the top.
Let me
Devontae
be clear
Adams.
with you guys. Obviously, I think Devontae and Mike Evans are better than them. This is fantasy.
This
we're
is
talking
fantasy,
about.
I know.
Need you
We've
guys
said
to
it a
know.
hundred times.
Need you guys to know this fantasy we're on about, buddy. So in fantasy, Kyler Murray finds his receivers. DeAndre Hopkins, for example.
D Hop didn't have that good a year. Yeah, Kyler Murray is going to find his receivers. Oh, but it's a tight end named Trey McBride.
Who other receivers do they got other than him? Obviously, Greg Dortch, Michael Wilson. That's who he's got. That's Marvin Harrison Jr.'s competition. If you've watched his training camp against starting cornerbacks, I'm talking Pro Bowlers from last season. He's got them on skates.
I ain't trying to say he's not going to be good. I'm not putting him in the top 10.
There should not be a wide
You
receiver.
got to show me something before. That's why I have Puka in the top 10 because he showed us something. When these two guys show me something this year, next year you might be in my top 10, maybe.
I am telling you now, they're going to be top 10 receivers, especially Marvin Harrison.
On my list, I got
Marvin
proven.
Harrison,
I got proven top 10 guys.
Now, if Neighbors and Marv were flipped on team wise, I'd have Malik where Marv is because I think Malik is a better receiver personally than Marv. But there shouldn't when you're 6'5" or 6'4", 6'5". I think he's like mid.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
He should not have the footwork that he does. The dude has footwork of
I mean, I agree with all that.
like he literally has his footwork. Like
but
absolutely
my only
filthy.
argument is I just can't put these guys in the top
Talk
10
about
until
sticky
I've seen them
fingers.
on the field.
I've seen him
and
on the
then-
field. I've seen him against
Yeah.
starters. I've seen him against Pro Bowlers.
Sure.
If he has a healthy Kyler Murray all season, there's no way he doesn't finish top 10. No way. I'll put a bet on it right now, live on Thread the Laces. If Kyler Murray stays healthy every week, Marv's top 10. $50.
On fantasy receiver? All right.
Thread the Laces stamped. You just seen that bet.
Yeah.
No shot Marvin Harrison is not top 10. If Kyler Murray is healthy all season. If he's healthy every week, he's a top 10 receiver. There's just no taking away from that. You're going to see a few amazing rookie receivers this year. Not just these guys, but there's so many receivers that came out this year. It's actually
It is actually crazy.
But, yeah, I got Marv 8. You said you got Devontae 8?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I've said my thoughts on Devontae, so.
Devontae's Devontae. You don't have him in your top 10. You're just retarded. I'm just saying. It's Devontae Adams. You're just dumb. Sorry.
Oh, man. I cannot wait to be playing this clip back at the end of the year.
I'm telling you, I'm going to be so
we
right.
did-
He's going to be so
like
wrong.
we did when he had the New York Knicks at number 10 in the standings.
Would he get 5th?
I'm going to have it
4th?
2nd,
I know that.
2. But anyways. Number 7. Oh, man, number 7. I feel like people aren't going to agree with me too much on this. But
I don't think I agree with me on anything you said.
Hey, that's great. I love to hear that. 'Cause that's what we like to see here. We like to see the debates. We like to see the differing opinions. Everyone looks at it a different way. I'm telling you guys the champion's way of thinking. This guy's telling you loser way. But,
Yeah,
You got 7.
We're in a 12-man league.
oh, wait.
We're in a 12-man league.
Wow, really?
But we've been. This is our 10th year. This is my 10th year in it. 12 men. I've won 3 times. Get out of here. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I wasn't allowed to join it until I was 18, so this is my
That's
third
just a
year in
roll.
it.
That's just a roll.
Yeah, it was a rule. It was
on
a rule.
everybody's league in the world.
Which is fine because they was scared to lose to the young, and I understand. But, I got third first year, second last year, so, We only know what that means.
Yeah, you only go up 3, 2, 1.
That's what
My 7's AJ Brown, baby.
Same. That's why I also have AJ Brown 7. I feel like,
I wanted to go higher with him, but man,
he's
these
been
other
top
guys,
5
these other guys,
both
you just
years
can't.
with Jalen. But with I feel like they're gonna have a little more run. Obviously, a little more run game with Saquon. They haven't had a guy like Saquon through there. And that, like I said, and another thing, the weapons. I mean, Jalen Hurts has weapons everywhere. So, these 6 guys ahead of him. Like I said, these top 7, they're interchangeable. You can rank them however you would like. But I feel like if these aren't your top 7 guys, you probably shouldn't be making fantasy videos.
Yeah, so there's no way we ain't got the same top 7.
No, there's no
way.
I mean, it'll probably be different.
And I ain't looked at his top 7 list on his receivers.
I haven't either, but when I did my list, I'm like, these are
way.
the top 7 guys. There's no shot you have anyone else.
Yeah.
If not, I don't really understand your list. So yeah, we both got AJ.
So I can tell you right now, our top 7s are all going to be the same guys, but different rotations.
Probably different order.
Always guaranteed different orders.
Number 6, you got Garrett Wilson.
Garrett Wilson,
Yeah,
baby.
you can't put Wilson above these 5 guys right now.
Garrett Wilson's had 1,000 yards starting every year he's been in the league with Zach Duty-ass Wilson. Now he's got the best thrower of the ball to ever step on the field throwing to him. I'm telling you right now, Garrett Wilson, he could be a top 5 at the end of the year.
Yeah, Garrett Wilson's never even been a top 20 fantasy receiver.
Oh,
And this year,
I can
he's
see him
got
being a
a
top
healthy
5.
A-Rod.
I hate putting this prediction out, but I'm saying Garrett Wilson gets 1,500 yards and 14 touchdowns.
Well, then you're talking about a top 3 fantasy receiver there.
I'm just saying, dude.
That's
He's
a
going
top
to
3
blow
fantasy receiver.
the heck up. And
That's
if you
a lot.
like, I follow the Jets just because it's Aaron Rodgers, and I watched their highlights and their practices, and I'm telling you what, this connection is going to be stupid.
Oh yeah, they definitely already have a great connection.
This
I mean, you
connection-
see that with how they talk to each other.
Yeah, this
and
connection
so-
is going to be stupid. I'm
Yeah,
telling
I
you
agree.
what, Garrett Wilson is going to just go.
Wilson's my number 1 on my boom list. Like I said, he's never had a top 20 wide receiver year, and I have him.
But he's made
6.
over 1,000 yards every
I
time.
have
he's on
him
the
at
field.
6 this year. So
I'm just
a
saying, you
lot
get
of
1,000
receivers
yards
with
with Zach
1,000
Wilson.
yards.
It's like, you got
What are you gonna
A-Rod.
do with Aaron Rodgers?
saying.
If he can stay healthy all year, boy.
Dude, they both up their offensive line. Their defense is already top 3 in the league. He's got Garrett Wilson. They went and picked up Mike Williams from the Chargers. They still got Alan Lazard, who's the top 3 blocking receiver in the league. Brees Hall, Aaron Rodgers.
Another thing with Garrett Wilson is
Mark your calendar, boys. Jets.
he was top 5 in
around it.
I can't remember the exact name that they
Who?
call it. Garrett Wilson. He was top 5 in deep passes thrown, like him, Olave. It was him, Olave, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill, and
Olave is the most overrated
I can't remember the
receiver in the league.
I don't agree. He has had no QB. That's not fair. That's like saying Garrett Wilson's overrated. That's
Don't
not
pick
fair.
Chris Olave on your fantasy ever.
No, I mean, so you gotta stay away from guys like that with literally no quarterback. The guy.
No, but I mean, he's not. He's a good receiver, but don't ever put him on your fantasy. He will not do anything for you ever until he moves to a different team or gets a quarterback. He's a guy that can be really good,
And
but
that's
he has
another
nobody.
guy with 1,000-yard receiving years with no QB. I mean, he's the same boat as. I feel like he has the same skill set as Garrett Wilson. If you give Chris Olave Aaron Rodgers, I mean, he's gonna have a top 10 fantasy year, no doubt. I mean, I feel like that's crazy. Who was better in college? Olave. Wilson is claimed as better because he actually has a QB now. And both of them have never been top 20 in fantasy ever. Both of them have 1,000-yard receiving years. I mean, that's crazy. That's definitely
I like Garrett
crazy.
Wilson better, way better. But
I like Garrett Wilson better too.
the numbers don't lie.
but
Numbers don't lie.
they're right there.
They do not lie.
No.
And his numbers are right. That's what they are. They both got 1,000 yards. They both got crappy quarterbacks. And now Garrett Wilson's got Aaron Rodgers. It is over.
I agree. So let's get into this top 5. It'll probably be a little more mixed, a little more juicy.
Yeah, definitely.
My
It's
top-
not going to be the same.
My number 5, I got Amon-Ra St. Brown, Mr. Wide Receiver 3 last year. I feel so when it comes to Amon-Ra, the run game obviously it's filthy. They're going to be relying on that even more than they did last year. And it's not only that for me. Sam Laporta, we've seen what he is, And when you look at Jameson Williams' stats, I am expecting a big year out of him because
I really am.
in college, his first two seasons in college, 550 yards, 630 yards. His third season, 1,400 yards. Blew up. This is his third year with the Lions. First year was that suspension year. Last year, I mean, he was dealing with, first year he was dealing with injuries. Last year was a suspension.
Yeah.
6-game suspension last year. Year prior, he was dealing with some injuries. This year he's fully healthy. Wide receiver too.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like
they
when
got
he came back,
there.
dude, man, his production was crazy. I think he's gonna be a great receiver.
Jameson Williams, yeah, dude, I agree. Which is why I have Amon-Ra 5. I like these. I think these 4 guys will have a better season than him this year in fantasy wise. But Amon-Ra is a top 5 fantasy wide receiver. If you have him otherwise, you get out of here. For sure.
Anyway, I got Jamar Chase at 5.
Can't argue with that.
I got Jamar Chase at 5. Burrow getting hurt last year. Chase got hurt a little bit.
He was wide receiver like 16.
It's like up and down. He said when he was in the game, he was only getting 9-10 points for fantasy each week. I just can't put him higher than that right now. I can't. But I got Jamar Chase at 5. I think if Burrow and him both stay healthy, he'll be right back up in the top 3 next year. But as of right now, I had to put him at 5. I couldn't put him above these 4. I wanted to put him up above this next guy I got, but
well, this is leading me to my number 4. I got Chase number 4. He's playing for money this year. He's not getting paid this year. I mean, Bengals fans, get that out of your head. I don't know what you don't understand. They won't pay him until next year. And the same thing happened with the Vikings with Justin Jefferson last year.
Yeah.
I mean, the year before that. We know how football works over here.
That's just how it is.
We know how football works. He's not going to get paid till the last year of his rookie contract.
He's still got one more year.
That. It's never like that. In the history of football, go look it up. You're not finding a guy that's getting paid this year, so I don't know why the Bengals are getting so much hate for not paying Chase. It's a little bit annoying. That's all I see on my Twitter is Bengal fans complaining about Chase and all the...
and dumb comment. Is he even on our team anymore?
He's at every practice.
Is he on our team anymore? People, I can't.
But, yeah, listen to me right now. If you are in a dynasty, which, if you don't know what a dynasty is, that means you keep the same team the next year, or our version of a dynasty is you get a couple keepers. Chase should be the number 1 guy you're looking for because he's going to be a little bit lower value than these other 3-4 guys because of T. Higgins, and the Bengals are not going to re-sign both of them. So after Chase gets his contract, it's going to be Chase and Burrow. Chase will be the number 1 wide receiver in fantasy after this season.
Yeah, I think Bengals are trying to find another gym before T.
Jermaine Burton and they're trying
before T.
guys
Higgins because T's leaving. I mean,
he's going to go somewhere that pays him.
He's going to leave. Oh my God, I hate saying that, but
Giants or Jags, one of them 2 teams, in my opinion. I think Giants though, but I mean that's a different.
I would hope not because he will get no production there because he's got the shittiest quarterback in the league at that team.
His best friend's on the Giants.
Who's that?
Isaiah Simmons.
How's that helped him as a receiver?
No, I'm not saying that. I just mean that's why I got him going there. It's literally his best friends.
He's not going to play with best friends.
They played college.
He's not going to play with best friends. He's going for money and wins. And he ain't going to get that to Giants. He ain't going to Giants. That's the dumbest comment I've ever heard.
I hope that he does.
He'll go ahead and take the Bengals low. He'll go ahead and take the Bengals low ball before he goes to the Giants.
That is so untrue.
I'm telling you, he's not going to the Giants.
That's so untrue, man.
You know what I like to see him go? Arizona with Marvin Harrison, Trey McBride,
They got
Kyler Murray. Oh my God!
They got people to pay.
They ain't got nobody to pay. Marvin Harrison get paid for another 4 years. Trey McBride ain't get paid for another 2 years. What are you talking about?
They're gonna pay him though.
I like to see him go to Arizona. I think if he goes to
That would
Arizona,
be great. I mean, that would be great. There's no denying that would be.
I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr. gets his year in with him with Kyler, gets that first year out of his way. Trey McBride already showed what he can do last year. He's a good tight end. He's gonna be even better this year. And you bring in T. Higgins on that squad.
So for Chase, you had who had 4?
I got Justin Jefferson at 4 because he has no quarterback. I don't care how. What's the receiver ever? He ain't got a quarterback. Who's he got? Sam Darnold. Get out of here, dude. He's not going to do better than these 3 receivers I got above him. There's no way. There's no way. These 3 receivers all got BC quarterbacks. How's he going to do better? It's not even.
TJ
It's not even
Hawkinson is
real.
out for 6 weeks.
It's not even realistic.
Jordan Addison's hurt and in jail.
So what's that tell you?
Who else are they throwing the ball to?
So what's that tell you?
That tells me that he is
That
going
mean-
to get every target.
And there's going to be at least 2 guys on him every time. Because they ain't
It
got
don't
nobody else to
matter.
stay. They have
It
nobody else
don't
to sit.
matter.
Yeah,
He's
it does.
the best.
Yeah, it does.
What? I can't, man.
Jefferson 4. You're dropping this year. You're dropping down. Just a
He
little.
did worse than last year. He was hurt.
Just a little. Well, I mean, you know what I'm saying. But just a little. But you're dropping. You ain't getting better than these 3.
The
Sorry.
best receiver in the world finds a way to get open. I'm just saying. That's why he's the best receiver in the world. Number
definitely
3.
not
Let's
the best
say
receiver in
our
the
number
world,
3s
but-
at the same time.
He's just, I would say, when he's got a good quarterback, he's the 2nd best receiver in the world.
Who's number 1?
Tyreek Hill.
I mean,
Come on, dude.
I guess. I'd rather have Jettis, but I guess.
Not me.
I guess so. Number 3, we'll say at the same time, Tyreek Hill.
Amon-Ra.
No, I got Tyreek. I mean, I'm not mad at him on 3. I just, I already said my thoughts on that. But I got Tyreek.
Amon-Ra, man. I'm telling you, this dude's going to be stupid. He was stupid last year. I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy. I love Amon-Ra here. And the reason I put him above Jefferson, because I was debating on them two. Only reason I did is because Jefferson's quarterback, dude. I don't know what to say. Like, the dude is Sam Darnold. I mean, I don't know. He ain't gonna do nothing to me. So that's why I put Amon-Ra.
I mean,
above
granted, when I
Jefferson.
made my list, J.J. McCarthy was healthy, and I like J.J. McCarthy. But even Sam Darnold, I just don't feel like it matters just throwing the guy the ball. To be honest, he's that good, in my opinion. Like, Tyreek Hill went to the Dolphins and turned Tua into a guy that gets put in top 10 conversations, bro. If he never had Tyreek Hill, he would not be put in those type of conversations. And those are the guys, like, those type of receivers make quarterbacks. Like, I don't know. I feel like no matter who's throwing the guy the ball, he's gonna get open. He's gonna have his 14, 1,500 yards, however many yards the guy wants to get. But yeah, I got Tyreek at my 3.
Yeah, I'm Amon-Ra. So
Yeah, I got Tyreek 3. The dude's top 3, top 5
I'm hyped up
fantasy
on. I'm
receiver
hyped
every
up
year.
on Amon-Ra, dude. Honestly.
I love Amon-Ra too. There's so much going on over there with the Lions. I don't think he'll be top 3. But that's the point of doing this, because we're never gonna have the same list.
No.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill. I mean, there's nothing really to say. He speaks for himself. The guy gets his yards. He gets his touchdowns. No one can really guard him in the NFL. So I mean, But yeah, I got Tyreek number 3. Is that your number 2? Tyreek?
My number 2 is Tyreek Hill.
My number 2 is Mr. CeeDee Lamb, wide receiver 1 from last year. I honestly feel like CeeDee is not going to get his paycheck, and he'll sit out those first 2 to 3 weeks, which is why I have him at 2, or I would have him at 1. If he was
He's
to
not sitting
play,
out.
if he was to play every single week of the season, then I might have him at the 1. But I genuinely think they're about to pay Dak Prescott and not pay
They
him.
are.
And not pay him. So,
Well,
it is what it is.
Jerry Jones said it. Like, I don't know if I got the money to pay them both.
He did. And Jerry Jones also does have the money, by the way.
Oh, yeah, I know. But I'm just saying.
They're literally one of the... they have some of the most money out of any team in the NFL.
Not number 1.
Yeah, right. It's not... it's a joke to say that you can't pay both of them, because he can.
He came. But my whole thing is, man, I don't know. I got Tyreek number 2. That speaks for itself.
Yeah, I mean, he'll
can't be
top.
guarded.
He'll be up there.
He's like the fastest dude in the NFL ever. I feel like.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He runs his routes amazingly. He's just so
There's no
hard.
flaws.
There's
no flaws.
There really ain't. It was hard not to put him at 1, but I couldn't put him above my number 1, CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, my number 1 is Mr. Justin Jefferson. He, like I said, Addison's hurt badly, and he's in jail. T.J. Hawkinson out 6 weeks. They have no one else to throw the ball to. And, Sam Darnold is going to be slinging that thing, because Justin Jefferson, that's what he likes to do. He likes to get open, and he likes to go deep. And Justin Jefferson, every year he's been healthy, has been a top 2 wide receiver. Every year. I know. He had Kirk Cousins.
Sam Darnold don't even freaking compare to Kirk Cousins. Not even.
No, I'm not comparing them.
It's a totally different sport.
I'm not comparing them.
Sam Darnold's like a
but
baseball player.
I'm not
Kirk Cousins
comparing
is a football
them,
player.
but I am going to say that Kirk Cousins is looked at as good as he is because of his receivers that he's had, in my opinion. The guy's had Stephon Diggs, and you go from Diggs to Justin Jefferson. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Like, bro.
It Diggs in his best too, boy.
Yeah.
Man,
and,
I love Diggs on the Vikings.
Justin Jefferson, without Jordan Addison, without Hawkinson, I just don't see how the guy isn't the number one receiver this year. I don't care who his quarterback
Not
is.
happening.
I don't care who his QB is. I honestly don't care.
CeeDee Lamb. Well, you can't have CD at number 2. Dak ain't no good. He's not even on your top 10 quarterback. How's CD gonna be number 2 if he got a quarterback?
Suppose it. I didn't say he didn't have a quarterback. I didn't say he didn't have a quarterback, but he's not on my top 10. No.
Yeah, CD is just, I don't know, man. The dude is just crazy to me. I hate saying I hate people. I don't hate people. I hate the Cowboys. I mean, I do, but I mean, man.
CD's a dog.
CD is man. He's so good.
Like I said,
So,
I have
I'm
CD
gonna
one
put him
if
at
he
1.
plays every week. I mean, I genuinely do, but I predict that he's not going to play the first 2-3 weeks. I think he'll sit out this first 2-3 weeks, try to get a contract, and when he realizes he's not, he's going to be like, all right, time to play some football, and he's going to be salty about it, but he's going to play.
Yeah, he's gonna play.
He's going to play. I mean, eventually he's going to play. He's not.
In my opinion, I don't even see him like.
You don't think he'll miss a week?
I don't see him now. I think he'll be in there week 1. Ball.
I mean, that's why I have them 1 and 2 because I feel like they're interchangeable. But I do feel like Jettos and CD will be the top 2 this year.
Well, they're not interchangeable this year. Jettas like not gonna be in the top 2. So
Don't you have them like 4?
I got him. I got him at 4. Heck, you're not having him.
Exactly.
I mean, a lot of people will say, you know who's in the top 3? Because he don't have a quarterback. He has nobody to compliment him on the other side. He has no tight end to help him. He's all by himself out there, like a limp noodle. It's over.
All right, well, there's our wide receiver list. Here we go with our quarterback list here.
That wide receiver list took 30 minutes, brother.
That's how it is with the QBs and wide receivers.
I know, it's
That's
so
how it is with this
controversial.
podcast.
It's so controversial. I love it. I love it.
But yeah, we'll jump into this quarterback list. Some guys that I have outside my top 10 that I feel like can make top 10 obviously can. This is going to be real controversial, so here we go. Kyler Murray, obviously we know he's got the skill set to be top 10. There's no debating that when it comes to fantasy, obviously. And then next I got Dak Prescott. He has never had a back-to-back top 10 fantasy season ever in his career.
What, he's not in your top 10?
Nope. Dak Prescott, never in his career, has had a top 10, back-to-back top 10 fantasy season, ever. And there's no one over there. I predict that the Cowboys are going to decline majorly this year. Their defense ain't on their offense. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. They got Michael Parsons out there practicing running back drills.
Whatever.
I know that don't have to do with the quarterback, but I'm just saying, when the guy's going to have to throw the ball 100 million times, there's going to be a lot of turnovers because he's one of those guys like Josh Allen who throws picks a lot because he's not scared to throw.
Michael Parsons will not touch that ball one time on offense ever in his life.
One thing about Dak that I can say that I like about him is he's a gunslinger. He's not afraid to throw it.
No.
He's not afraid to throw it deep. And that's the thing with Josh Allen as well. Like that's where you get those turnovers. And I know I'm talking in depth about him because people have been upset, like on my TikTok, like Dak not top 10. Are you stupid? But every single year he's had a top 10 quarterback season. The next year he did significantly worse, and he has had foot injuries. He's had foot injuries literally on a boot during the offseason, and they don't have no one to throw the ball to, bro. They don't. Like, you got CeeDee Lamb. That's it. Jake Ferguson obviously is on my top 5, but I don't know.
You got Jake Ferguson in the top 5 and CeeDee Lamb is number 2, but Dak ain't gonna do no good.
I didn't say no good. Not top 10. These 10 guys above him, I feel like, are going to have better fantasy years. I mean, when I look at these 10 names, I can't even believe people have Dak over one of these guys. But, okay. Jared Goff is my number 3. He was quarterback 11 last year. Obviously, he has a skill set, but, that run game's crazy. Brock Purdy, also, dude's got Debo, Brandon Ayuk, Kittle, the weapons are endless for Brock Purdy. So I mean, the guy's set up. He was quarterback 6 last year, so he's set up for greatness. I mean, true.
He's set up to win.
He's literally set up to win for greatness.
You put him on Carolina, they're gonna go 0-16 now.
I mean, no.
He ain't that good.
I don't agree with that. Every team gets a win. Brock Purdy. In the last two guys, I feel like could be top 10, but I don't have them due to the running backs that they got. Man, I mean, their running backs are just filthy. Aaron Rodgers and Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford got Kieran Williams, and they went out and got Blake Corum, so that's going to be a pretty good 1-2 punch.
I think that's going to be very fun to watch.
Yeah, it will be. And Matt Stafford, I mean, dude's Matt Stafford. If you don't have him in your top 10 real quarterbacks list, then you don't know ball, buddy.
Oh, no.
Because he's a dog. He's an absolute dog.
Yeah, I don't have him in my top 10 fantasy, but the dude's
How many
good.
of those guys do you have in your top 10? I've named one.
Let me see.
Kyler, Dak, Goff, Purdy, Rodgers, Stafford.
2.
2. All right, before he says his list, I'm going to say the 2 he's got. Dak and Rodgers. I'm already knowing.
Wrong.
No? So it's Dak and Kyler.
I don't have Rodgers in there.
Oh, it's Dak and Kyler then. Okay. Number 10, who you got?
I got Jordan Love.
Say Love at number 10? What?
I had to, dude.
I will say that.
I've got a couple.
Jordan Love was number 8 as a
Wait a
rookie.
minute. I'm sorry. I got 3 people on his list that ain't making it on my list.
Jordan Love was number 8 as a rookie last year. Or not a rookie, but first-year starter last year.
I'm not.
Was no Christian Watson? What? You have him declining?
I don't know. I just can't put him above these guys because these guys, the guys I got above him, either
I can't.
proven they've done more or they got more weapons that are proven to do better. So I got Jordan Love at 10. Sorry, I love Jordan Love. I love the Packers. Obviously, everybody knows that. It knows me. I got a big upside for him. I'm going after him in fantasy. Obviously, I think. I don't know. I just got him at 10. I just couldn't put him above these other guys. I couldn't. I wanted to so bad, but I can't be biased here.
My number 10, I
gotta be real.
I got Tua Tagovailoa. My guy's top 10 fantasy QB back-to-back seasons with Tyreek Hill. So I can't not have him top 10.
He's not on my list.
He's proven that with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle, he's going to be a top 10 quarterback. So
he'd be like right there at Monol's, but he's not on my list.
Yeah, well, he's 10 for me. I can't take him out of 10. I got when he has the same group of guys that he had last year and the year prior. So yeah, I got actually he was quarterback 8 last year. So, but anyways, I got him number 10. That's my 10.
Cool.
You number 9? Oh wow.
I got Brock Purdy's number 9.
That's
And the
surprising.
reason I know because I hate him. He ain't no good. But
He's not a fan of Brock Purdy.
no,
That's
the only reason I
surprising.
got him there is because of his weapons.
He's got the weapons to do it.
I mean, if he, like I said, if he's on a team that didn't have the weapons like that, he wouldn't even be. He'd be like number 31. Like he's not no good like that. But he's got the coach. he's got the coach, the system, and the players around him to where he can't fail.
Oh man.
He can't. So that's why I got him at 9.
I won't disagree with that. Number 9, my only rookie on the list. Caleb! Mr. Caleb! Yes, sir!
This dude's delusional.
Keenan Allen, wide receiver 1. DJ Moore, wide receiver 1. Rome Odunze, future wide receiver 1.
Keenan Allen, 98 years old, not a wide receiver 1.
Cole Kmet. What?
Keenan Allen is washed.
Whoa! Big talk from a Keenan Allen guy.
I am. Until he
Literally a
he
Keenan
completely
Allen fan.
blew and didn't do nothing last year.
Oh, because you drafted him? Yeah, that's what
I'm just saying that he's
just
off the
saying.
list. He'll
Talk
never be
about
on
bias.
He'll never be on a top 10 list ever the rest of his life. He might as well just.
I don't
like,
have Keenan Allen top 10.
I know
got
you don't.
Caleb
I'm just
Williams,
saying.
number 9.
Caleb. Oh my god.
Caleb Williams.
He keeps putting people
can
on the top
create
10.
on his
It's
feet.
never proven anything. But okay.
Because it's a prediction
I know
for
it
the
is.
end of the year.
I know. I got you.
He will be a top 10 fantasy QB if he stays healthy. There's no shot he won't. DeAndre Swift, receiving back.
I love
Cole
Swift.
Kmet, top 10 tight end.
Okay.
And I ain't got to repeat his receiving core. Everyone and their mother knows his receiving core. All they're going to do is throw the ball this year. The only person that I've seen that has the skill set of Patrick Mahomes is that man. The stuff that he can do, throwing on the run, not even Mahomes. He literally, his whole life has imaged his play after Aaron Rodgers. That is the guy he has
He
idolized.
He grew up a Green Bay fan.
He literally idolized Aaron Rodgers his whole life, and that shows in his play. That shows in his play, and I had to put him in my top 10.
Not happening.
If you ain't got controversial picks, I don't know what to say. But
Right.
Number 8,
Bounce back.
bounce
Kyler
back.
Murray.
Big bounce back. Big bounce back.
Kyler Murray, baby. Kyler Murray. He's got Marvin. He's got Trey. He's got James Conner.
Yeah, I don't hate that. Like I said, Kyler can be top 10.
Oh, man, I like Kyler. I really like Kyler. But I can't put him above anybody else. But I got him at number 8.
Mine's
I think-
Mahomes.
At 8?
Patrick Mahomes. Best wide receiver core of his career. He is a top 10 fantasy QB every year. I mean, there's no taking that away from the guy.
Right.
But yeah, I got Mahomes at number 8 due to his guys that are Marquise Brown's out the first few weeks, and honestly, if Rashee Rice don't get a suspension, I'd be very surprised because the NFL's going to get a lot of hate over that if you don't at least get a couple games. But yeah, man, I feel like at the beginning of the season, him slowing up is what is going to make him number 8.
All right, you guys, this is about to get crazy.
You got Kyler's number 8.
Yeah, this is about to get crazy.
Okay.
Because this guy right here, you're about to see him hate me right now. So when I tell you my number 7,
Oh boy.
CJ Stroud. I got him at 7. He's got a receiving core that's crazy. He's got Mixon. Mixon thinks he's like some kind of god, but you ain't. I just don't. This list was kind of hard for me, but I just don't see him getting, as fantasy-wise, getting better than these other guys. So I had to put him there. I didn't want to, because he's a good quarterback. He's great.
I just think it's funny. I think it's comedy.
But I had to put him at 7. Sorry.
The thing about Stroud is, he was quarterback 10 last season as a rook.
As a rook.
Tank Dell got hurt. Not even halfway through the season. And that was his wide receiver 1 at the time. Now he's thrown to Dalton Schultz, Nico Collins, John Meechis. Still finished quarterback 10. Still brought them to the playoffs. He's looking at a healthy Tank Dell, Nico Collins, and now Stephon Diggs. And a pass pro running back in Joe Mixon.
I think Tank
That's
Dell.
going to be a
I think
40,
Tank Dell has the best year out of that team.
That's going to be a 40 to 45 pass attempt to a young man all year.
Yeah, that's not good.
Every game, he'll be throwing it 40 times.
You don't want your quarterback throwing
35 to 40 times.
You don't want your quarterback throwing 40, 45 times every game.
He'll have 35 attempts at minimum every game. Probably average around.
I mean,
like
if you get 35, that's not bad. But if you're going over 40 throws every single game of your career, you're not going to last.
Stroud will be in MVP talks this season.
No, he won't.
I'm tired of hearing it. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of hearing you having him at 7. That's mind-boggling. My number 7 is Mr. Anthony Richardson. He was a top 8 quarterback when healthy last year as a rook. He's got Pittman. He's got the talent around him. But then again, he's got Jonathan Taylor who's healthy this year. So they're going to be running it a little more than they were when he was starting last year, in my personal opinion.
Right.
So that's why I have him at 7. AOR 15, if you were watching my TikTok, you would know. I did say the dude has the upside to be a top 3, top 5 guy. Being 6'5", and running as fast as he can, how powerful that he is.
Yeah.
But that's his flaw. He's got to learn how to take hits. Kind of like, I feel like if he looked at guys like Jalen Hurts or somebody like that, like if you watch Jalen Hurts run the ball, he almost never takes a hit. Almost never. And when he's about to get tackled, he falls. Anthony Richardson is just like, trying to run people over, diving into guys. Like, Cam Newton's the only guy that I've seen personally with my own eyes that can just take hits like that and never get hurt. The guy, literally never get hurt until he did. And then it ruined his career. Yeah. So, Anthony Richardson's, he needs to have someone in his corner to teach him that. But if healthy, I have him at 7 just because these 6 guys above him, I could not put him above them. But yeah, AR-15, man. The guy's a dual threat. He's a dog. He's got a great wide receiver core this year. I love Adonai Mitchell. I thought he was a steal. And then Downs, he proved that he was really good last year. Really good slot guy. And Pittman, I mean, no one denies Pittman. Although we didn't even have him. I didn't even have Pittman in my honorable mention. That's what it is.
Guess you did forget about him.
Guess I did forget about him. But who's your number? Or you said 7, right?
Yeah.
Stroud. All
6 is Dak Prescott. Dun dun dun.
I'm not even gonna speak on it. I'll let you talk why you got him 6. Because I already talked about Dak. So
Yeah, you already talked about that. Dak's gonna be a 6 because that's just who he is. He's like the top quarterback in the league in the regular season every year. Period. CeeDee Lamb, Jake Ferguson. I ain't got Jake Ferguson on my list, but I mean, I'm just saying that.
wait, you said he's a what every year?
Huh?
You said what is he every year, Dak?
He's one of the best in the league in the regular season. Look at the numbers. I mean, I've looked at it. I was watching it. Okay.
Never
I keep up on 3 or 4 different.
top 10 quarterback season. Never.
Whatever.
Never.
You already said that.
Exactly.
Like, I keep up on these
Saying
few
he doesn't
podcasts,
really
right? And I didn't even know these numbers like that. But they shared it. Dak is going to be a top 6 in fantasy. There's no doubt in my mind. I feel like he does get a lot of hate because when it comes to, like, Monday night games and playoffs, for some reason, the dude's wiener tucks in. And he, like, becomes a female. But this year, it's going to be different. I don't know what it is.
So you think he'll have his first top 10 quarterback season?
Something
back to
sits
back.
with me that where he's going to be in there.
So you think he'll have his first top 10 back-to-back quarterback season?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Finally, at age 32. Congratulations. Number 6, I got Jordan Love, Mr. J Love. He was number 8 last year. Christian Watson was out. He literally had Jaden Reed and Romeo Dobbs. And if you ask anybody that's an NFL fan before last season, Jordan Love was whack. Jordan Love had no one to throw the ball to. And then once the end of the season comes, they're like, look at all the weapons that Jordan Love has. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know. I can't stand it.
Exactly. And he does have weapons. Dontavian Wicks, healthy. Christian Watson, healthy. Jaden Reed, he was a freaking fantasy, helped people win fantasy leagues last year, how good he did. And then Romeo Dobbs is
like
his
the last
safety
5-6 weeks. Jaden
Exactly.
really blew up.
And Romeo Dobbs, his safety net, he spoke about it. He's literally spoke about how Romeo Dobbs is who he likes to go to when he's in trouble.
Well, to me, Romeo Dobbs is going to be number 1 this year on that team. That's my pick.
In my opinion, I'm staying away from. I was going to tell you guys this on my bust list. I'm staying away from not even bust because I think they're all great, but
it's hard to
bust
pick.
list is guys
it's
that
hard.
that
It's
you
hard to
stay
pick
away.
any receiver on that team.
Don't pick a Packer receiver,
No.
please. If you play I mean, you're watching this. If you play fantasy,
Yeah.
don't pick a Packers receiver because every week it's going to be a different guy. One of them 4 guys is going to blow up every week. It's going to be different.
And you just don't know who it is.
And that's why I got Love at 6. They're going to be throwing the ball a lot. Josh Jacobs is great. I love Josh Jacobs. But yeah, I didn't even.
He's looking great in
I
camp
didn't- I
too.
didn't even mention Josh Jacobs in my top 10, bro.
No, why would
Why
you?
did you?
Why would you?
They're going to throw too much. I'm sorry. Jordan Love shown what he's capable of.
It's like how do you put Josh Jacobs in the top 10 over the guys we had?
That's what I'm saying. But Jordan Love, number 6. I mean, he was number 8 last year with less than he has this year, and I could not put him up there. So Jordan Love, J Love's my 6. Dak's your 6. Moving on, number 5.
I got Patrick Mahomes because he is.
Hold on, I can run with that. I got Joseph Lee Burrow. It's my number 5. What you talking about?
Yeah, I don't even have Joe Burrow on my list. Sorry,
You don't have Joe Burrow on your list.
nah, not in fantasy.
Both healthy seasons, he's a top 5 QB.
We'll see.
What?
I got Patrick Mahomes at number 5. He just because it's Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I don't even know what to say.
My head's gonna hurt now. I just gained a headache from him not having Joe Burrow on his list.
Sorry, I just can't do it.
Joe Burrow, if he is healthy, is a top 5 QB in real life and fantasy and every aspect of the game. What are we What are we talking about right now? He's got Jamar Chase,
Jamar.
T. Higgins. I was gonna say Justin Jefferson. I slipped up. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, the best tight end he's ever had, Mike Gesicki, and they have
That's not saying much.
the worst running backs they've ever
You ain't
had.
got Gesicki on your list.
Because he's not going to be a top 10 guy. He's not
Okay,
going
so
to be
that's
over those
then
guys.
don't mention Gesicki because he's not going to do nothing.
He's a weapon. He's a threat. He's still a weapon. But I'm not going to have him over Cole Kmet. That's just goofy. Or Mark Andrews or Kyle
I'm not
Pitts.
hating on Joe Burrow. He's a beast. I love him. He's on the Bengals, but in fantasy wise,
That's what I mean. Fantasy wise, for being technical, the dude was top 4 both healthy seasons. I just don't understand that. I don't get that.
I didn't know he had 2 healthy seasons.
I can't wrap around my. You didn't? When we went to the AFC Championship and lost, and then went to the Super Bowl. So
I know we did. I ain't got him. Sorry.
he got hurt 2
Sorry,
out
guys.
of his 4 seasons.
Sorry, Bengal fans.
2 out of his 4 seasons, he was hurt.
I got a sleeper coming in my number 4. It's gonna bust out.
Joe Burrow,
Bust out.
bro. Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I can't let it go. I'm sorry. Name a better 2 wide receivers than that. I'm sorry. That's just crazy.
Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle.
He's gonna be throwing the ball. No,
I was waiting
I
for
don't
that.
think so. He's gonna be throwing the ball more than anybody on this list. We have Zach Moss and Chase Brown at running back.
Zach Moss, who's number 1 running back in the league when Jonathan Taylor was out with 4.9 yards a carry.
He actually averaged 4.3 yards a carry last year. So
I'm talking about when Jonathan Taylor was out, he was 4.3. The stat I seen was at 4.9, which was the highest.
Last year, he was 4.3.
Okay, when Jonathan Taylor was out of the game and he was in there as a starter, he was the number 1 running back in the league at 4.9 yards a carry.
He also had
And now we bolstered our offensive line, and you got Chase Brown who can catch the ball outside. I'm telling you, they're going to use the running backs a lot.
The ball outside.
Joe Burrow is not going to throw over 40 times a game, every game. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, it is.
No, it ain't.
You're going to see 40 pass attempts almost every game.
Yeah, and then we're going to lose our quarterback because you can't have a quarterback throwing 40 times a game every game.
It's going to happen. 35, 40 times, I'm just saying.
He needs to be in between 30 and 35. You got a quarterback throwing 40 or more games, in my opinion, is not going to be good.
You get worse at running back, you're going to rely more on Joe Burrow. Even more than they already have been every year.
You can't even say worse at running back.
By him not being even in your top 10. Jeez. I feel like it's disrespectful not having him top 5, but top 10, that's bro, that's
you got quarterbacks
you have Dak in there, but not.
You got quarterbacks that run the ball more.
What's happening? What's happening right now?
What's happening?
All right, number 4.
This is my sleeper one right here. Anthony Richardson, AR-15, baby.
Yeah,
he's gonna come back this year, and
can't.
as long as he stays healthy, that dude is gonna run the ball, throw the ball, score touchdowns. He's gonna run them in.
Oh yeah.
I
agree.
I just think, man, I don't know. Fantasy wise, I just think he's gonna go out there and do his thing. I got AR-15 at number 4. AR-15 at number 4.
My number 4 is Josh Allen. Josh Allen, people have him even lower than 4 on their list because of no digs this year. I've seen guys that have him at 9 and 10, which is crazy to me because if you go look back at his seasons pre-Diggs, he was QB9 and then QB8. Obviously, with Diggs, he's been a top 3 QB literally every season. And which is why I have him at 4. The 3 guys above him, they're going, in my opinion, are the one. Well, I can't say that about him, but 2 of the 3 guys are better at running the ball and run the ball a little bit more. And then the other guy I feel like is going to be throwing the most, and he's got more reliable guys to catch the ball. Josh Allen is the number 1 turnover quarterback in all of the NFL. And with no reliable go-to guys to throw to, he's going to be trying to find those all season. And I couldn't put him higher than 4 on my list. I really couldn't. But I do still have him in my top 5. You're crazy if you don't. He will still make magic happen. He's a phenomenal QB. And honestly, without Diggs, he's got a higher chance of an MVP season because he's not looked at as, oh, you got Diggs. You know what I'm saying? So if he does what Josh Allen does this year without Diggs, he will be probably leading that MVP conversation, to be honest.
He'll be up there for sure. Be up there. So I got AR-15, you got Josh Allen.
Yep. And then number 3, I got Lamar Jackson. Obviously, that's
I got Josh Allen at number 3.
Josh Allen.
Yeah, let's switch my numbers around a little bit right there. You see that?
Oh,
But,
I wasn't really looking at your list.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. But I got Josh Allen number 3. Like same things he said. I ain't gonna repeat it.
Yeah.
We got the same opinion about him. I mean, he's going to do his
Still
thing.
going to do his thing.
He's
Yeah.
gonna do his thing. Period.
Lamar speaks for himself, man. He could be a QB1. So I mean, there's no debating that. It's just I feel like the other two guys. I mean, I don't feel like I know the other two guys got better weapons than he does, and yeah, adding Derrick Henry into the mix. I mean, that's just gonna help even more. So yeah, I got Lamar 3. Speaks for itself. Number 2, I got Mr. Jalen Hurts.
That's who I got.
You can't not have him top 2. Back-to-back seasons, he's top 2. Guy runs the ball. He runs touchdowns in.
You heard it here.
Throws it to AJ. Throws it to Devonta. Goddard.
I feel all the same way about all that. And Jalen Hurts is, if he's not in the top 2, he's gonna be top 3. I mean, you can't put him under the top 3.
He's gonna be, as long as the guy stays healthy, he's gonna be
Yeah,
there.
he's gonna be there.
He has the weapons.
And for
He's
some reason, like
got
I
the
seen these
skill.
analysts, I'm watching these videos, and they really don't like Jalen Hurts.
Everyone hates on him.
It's just crazy to me, but whatever.
Everyone hates on Jalen Hurts, and it blows my mind because that rookie year he came in with the Eagles, they were terrible. His only wide receiver he had literally was Devonta Smith.
Yeah.
They were terrible. He brought him to the playoffs, and they were not a playoff team for 3 years in a row. Still trying to find a QB after post Carson Wentz era. It blows my mind that people weren't as high on the Eagles that second year. With all their defensive additions that they made, adding A.J. Brown, I was like, they're going to go to the Super Bowl. And that's literally what they did. It's podcast stamped. Like,
It was, though.
It blew my mind that no one was high on them and him. Like, he speaks for himself. He's a god.
Mm-hmm.
So who's your number 1? Lamar?
Obviously. Lamar Jackson. I got Lamar in there.
Yeah, he can be number 1 to do this. I mean,
Because of fantasy, he's...
Anyone in my top 3, I feel like can be 1. I want to say that as well.
I feel like that too.
Like Lamar, Hurts, and Stroud. Any of them guys. And that's who my number 1 is. C.J. Stroud. He's going to be throwing the most out of any of these guys on this
You
list.
want C.J. Stroud?
Yes.
Not happening.
He's going to be throwing the most out of any of these guys on his list. And like I said, he had 1 wide receiver last year healthy. Nico Collins. And was QB10 and brought that Texans team to the playoffs. Brought him to the playoffs. And made a bunch of people want to come play for him. My guy's got Diggs there, who makes sure he gets his touches. We all know that. And then you got Nico and Tank Dell.
Tank Dell's going to be number 1
With
this
Dalton
year.
Schultz. And then you got
on that
Pass
team.
Pro Mixon on your side as well. That's the best running back Stroud's had. Last year he had fighting between Damian Pierce and Singletary.
Yeah.
Like, what? So I got Stroud as 1.
You can't
haven't seen one
You can't have
list,
5 weapons and everybody do good. It's not happening.
but that quarterback will do good.
Yeah, he'll do top 7 good.
I haven't seen one list with CJ on 1, and I'm going to be the guy to
It's not
say it.
happening.
And I'm going to be the guy to say it because when he becomes number 1 or number 2, 3, when he's a top 3 QB this year, everyone doing their rankings is going to be eating their freaking words because I'm not even seeing the guy in top 3s, and it blows my mind because of what he did as a rookie with no help, little to no help, literally little to no help there.
Second year slump with all them weapons.
Yeah, I just...
No, he ain't gonna have a second year slump. He's still gonna do really good, but he's not no number 1 fantasy. Like, that's not even close. That's ridiculous.
People also forget that the guy can create with his legs. It blows my mind. People forget that he can run the ball.
Right.
Like if you don't have no one there, he's just gonna run it. Like people are gonna be so surprised by Stroud this year, just like they were last year. Like MVP
How much more
talk.
can surprise can you get than what he did last year?
Everyone had
Now-
Stroud
Now, I know.
dookie balling last
I
year.
know, but now that he's got Dell healthy, and now Diggs, and he pulled in Mixon, Dalton Schultz,
Nico.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, it's just, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. You're looking at a top 3 quarterback. That's what you're looking at. Stats wise, the guy is going to be in MVP talks. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Arrows of football, we see so much potential for these guys, for all these quarterbacks.
No.
It's just crazy to me. We get to witness it. Woo woo.
This is going to be a little long of a video, but I do want to squeeze this in as well. We're going to be talking about the guys that I have, top 5 guys that I see booming, top 5 guys that I see that I am staying away from. And we'll have Dad here chiming in with his opinions and anybody that he feels I left off the list. But yeah, we'll start with the booms. I got Garrett Wilson here as my number one boom, like we said earlier. Never been top 20, man. Never been a top 20 fantasy receiver. Is that not crazy? Dude is gonna be top 6, top 7 this year.
I can't even comment on that. It's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. So yeah, Garrett Wilson, go after him. Number 2, I got a guy that you can get in later rounds. Like I said, Josh Allen always finds his guy. And, you know, I feel like the only guy that truly has that potential over there is Keon Coleman, who's the 8th wide receiver drafted. And I believe, in my opinion, he's top 3 in that class. Him, Marvin Neighbors. Like, those are my 3 favorite receivers from that class. And it was crazy to me to see him fall so low to the Bills. Like, that blew my mind, to be quite honest.
I mean, Bills are happy. I know that.
And then number 3, just imagine they got Xavier Worthy too. Come on, Bills, man. I know Bills fans talk about it all the time on Twitter. I'll be seeing it. But number 3, Drake London.
Could have had them both.
Number 3, I got Drake London. He also has never had a top 25 season. He's finally got a quarterback, bro. The only other person on the other end is Darnell Mooney. That's his wide receiver too. I mean, he's not bad, but you know, he's gonna blow up this year. He'll have a top 15 season, maybe top 20. But honestly, I think he'll have a top 15 season. Like I said, he was in my honorable mention for top 10. Don't be surprised if he does have a crazy boom season like that. Number 4, I got Jaden Daniels. Washington has had a different quarterback in every season for the last 8 seasons. And I feel like they finally got their guy. He's a franchise guy, in my opinion. He is the guy. Terry McLaurin, I mean, you can see with the way the guy's playing in training camp and offseason, the way he's acting, he's so much more happy than he's ever been in Washington. He knows that he's got a guy that can get him the ball. And, I know it's preseason.
I like his upside. I like him.
I know it's preseason, but the first drive of every game is against starters. Like, what he's been doing has been pretty phenomenal. That first game, he didn't even throw an incompletion. So.
I mean, Washington will never be nothing.
I'm not saying their team will be good.
I'm saying that for some reason
but
they can't
fantasy,
keep quarterbacks.
That is a great guy. Dude,
they got like a different quarterback like every year almost.
I'm seeing Jaden Daniels go in round 8s of
man.
fantasy, round 9s. Like, if he's there, take him. I mean,
poor Terry McLaurin's got to
guy.
play with a different quarterback every year.
And he's finally got his guy.
Ugh. That sucks, man. It's like, keep somebody. You can't build a team or franchise or anything and have years of production by changing your quarterback every year.
Dude, you ain't going to keep no Taylor Heineke's?
I'm just, dude, pick one you... Oh, man.
They found one. They finally found one.
Yeah, they said that about Taylor Heineke, too.
No way.
I ain't saying you said that. I'm saying they.
Maybe they thought that. I don't know if they did, though. Oh, that doesn't feel like that was...
Washington will be last in the division. You're trying to look who's in the division.
Because I can't remember if I had them last. Honestly. Yeah, I do have them last. I have them last by 1 game. I couldn't remember if I had them or the Giants worse, but I got them last by 1 game. And then number 5 on this top 5 list, I got Zamir White. Mr. Zamir White. I am expecting him to absolutely boom. He's so explosive. He runs like Isaiah Pacheco. The guy, I literally watched the guy back squat almost 500 pounds, and he's not even 6 foot tall. Like, he's strong. He's fast. He's going to blow up. And their backup's Alexander Madison, bro.
Yeah,
come on.
Honestly, Zamir White, you can be able to get him in later, and he's gonna give you something.
I'm looking at him.
Because we do our league different. We pay money, so I think somebody in our league could get it for in between $20 and $30, and that's a keeper forever.
Yeah, he's gonna be like. I feel like after he shows how good he is this year, he'll get that contract and blow up. Like, I love him, man. I love him a lot. Then I got some guys that I feel like are also booms as well, but I feel like they're a little more obvious, I guess. Guys that are a little more popular, like AR-15. I have him on my boom list. I feel like that's kind of an obvious one. Malik Neighbors. I feel like that's another guy every fantasy guy has booming. So
how do you boom if you ain't never played in the league yet? I thought these were booms from...
Like I said, top 10
Okay.
in wide receiver.
Okay.
Having a rookie top, like you said, is crazy. I'm already predicting him top 10. That's a boon to me.
Yeah.
Your
that
first
is-
year
yeah,
coming
you're
in
right.
top 10, I feel like personally that's a boon. And then Caleb Williams, like again, another rookie that I have on my list. I feel like he will be top 10 in fantasy, and he's going to show everybody why he was the number 1 overall pick.
He's gonna be. He'll do good, but he's not gonna be no top 10 in fantasy.
Yeah, we'll see.
Move
we'll see.
on.
And then George Pickens, he hasn't really had a really good season. He hasn't really been a reliable fantasy guy. And if Justin Fields gets to come in and start, however
Which
early
probably
that
ain't gonna
happens,
happen.
oh well, it's
It will
it'll be
eventually.
Wilson.
It will eventually.
Yeah,
'Cause
it'll be
Wilson
Wilson.
sucks. I mean,
He's gone. Wilson's gone. He was great. No one's denying his talent prior to 4 years ago, but he has not shown any sparks. Like even when he was in against preseason guys, the dude was throwing check downs and I think it was 4 for 9, and his 4 completed passes were check downs. I mean, you see Fields is out there slinging the ball. Pickens likes Fields more. It's literally shown through training camp who is looking at Pickens more. Wilson, Fields. Literally, them training camp highlights, every single one I see of Fields is throwing it to George Pickens. Like, they like each other. And then a couple other guys. I got Javon Baker for the Patriots. He's flying under a lot of people's radar. That's a sneaky guy. That is a sneaky guy for you fantasy people.
yeah, he'd be like your 5th receiver, dude.
He'll be your 10th, 11th round pick, and someone's gonna do good for them. Him or Jalen Polk, honestly, either one. Someone is going to be their wide receiver 1. Like they might not have a 1,000-yard season, but
No,
they will be.
There will
They're
not
going to
be
be
1,000-yard receiver on that team.
Like I feel like in the future they will be solid, and Javon Baker's a guy that not a lot of people know who he is. And by the end of the season, or honestly, I feel like halfway through the season, everyone who watches football is going to know who Javon Baker is. He's going to have some highlights. And lastly, I have Terry McLaurin. My boy Terry
That poor guy.
My boy Terry McLaurin's been going through it, and like I said previously, he's got Jaden Daniels. You'll see the best fantasy year out of Terry McLaurin ever. He could be a top 10 guy.
And they still got Dotson over there, don't they?
They do, but
I'm not saying
Washington. No. It's not even that. Washington has been like, dude. I don't know what's been going on over there with Jahan Dotson, but like he's not even in their wide receiver 2 or 3 on the depth chart. He's 4. So I don't know what's going on with that, and I can't even tell you who they got at 2 and 3.
Right.
Dotson's been playing a lot in the preseason, and he's been dropping a lot of passes. And what, dude? It's like that. His relationship with Washington is not good. I don't think he'll be a Commander. Honestly, don't think he'll be a Commander, dude. I really don't.
Damn.
But I think Terry's another guy on that boom list. Anyone else that you can think of? You feel like, and obviously you don't agree with Caleb Williams and Malik Neighbors, but it seemed like you agree with everybody else.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they all got the potential. I ain't saying Caleb or Malik ain't got it, but I ain't put them on the list.
Yeah, you're weird about rookies. Whatever.
Yeah. I just want to see him do something.
You will.
Good. I want to see them all succeed.
Oh, yeah. And then my bust list, I only got 5 guys on here. I got a vicinity of receivers
I'll be right back.
so that I could let you guys know. So it's my top 5 guys to stay away from. Number 1, Russell Wilson. I think he gets benched by the latest week 6. Tomlin does not like to lose. I mean, it's proven the guy hates losing. Never had a losing season in his career, even through the Kenny Pickett days. And I mean, Russell Wilson and Justin Fields are better than Kenny Pickett. Like, let's be real here. Regardless of where Russell Wilson's at in his career, and same with Justin Fields. Like, neither of them guys are worse than Kenny Pickett. And he still had a winning season. So, I feel like Russ does get benched by the latest week 6 because Tomlin don't like to lose. And they're not going to win games with Russell Wilson. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. So that's my number 1. I'm going to stay away. Like, don't draft that guy. I mean,
I would never draft that guy.
like, he should be in everyone's free agency. Number 2 is Joe Mixon. He's been top 10 in all 5 healthy seasons that he's had. And I barely even got that guy top 20 this year for fantasy running backs.
No.
Like I said, I think that the Texans are going to be passing so much.
Pass.
It's going to be ridiculous, I feel like, with how much they're going to be passing. And he's not going to give as many touches as he did with the Bengals. Mixon's good. I'm a fan of Mixon. But like I said, top 10 fantasy guy in 5 healthy seasons. He's also top 5 twice. So the dude is good. Not bad. But I would stay away from him when it comes to this year in fantasy. And obviously for years to come because, I mean, he's about to be 30. So and then number 3, one I know he don't agree with, but I'm staying away from, and I'm going to tell you guys to stay away from him as well, Dak Prescott. Like I said, never had back-to-back top 10 fantasy seasons. He was second last year. I don't even have him in my top 10. He was second fantasy QB last year. He's had QB seasons where he's top 5, top 6, and that following year he's in the 20s or 17 or 12 or 14. He's like around that vicinity. And honestly, I don't see him having back-to-back good seasons like that, especially with the situation going on with his receiving core. And, he was in a boot for like all of the summer. So, I mean, if he's got an ankle injury or foot injury that no one knows about, I'm staying away from Dak. I'm scared of Dak this year. I will not be drafting him in any league. So I did have him on my list. And number 4, another guy. Actually, I don't think you agree with any of these guys. These last 3. Number 4, I got Devontae Adams. He's slowly declining, dude. He's got no quarterback. He's 30. Wide receiver 10 last year. That's his worst fantasy season in 5 years. And I don't feel like he can have a better season when his quarterback didn't get better. If you can argue that it got worse. So,
Well, it's got worse since he left Green Bay. He's not going to get better than what he had ever.
And he was wide receiver 10 last year. That's the worst season he's had since he blew up. And I feel like he's not going to I feel like there's no rising on that. I'm staying away from Devontae in my fantasy leagues. That's a guy I'm flipping a cup on. Yeah, I'm sorry, Devontae. I love you. I literally have your jersey. I'm a massive fan. But you don't have a quarterback, bro. Like, if you had a quarterback, you'd be in my top 10. You wouldn't be on my bus. But you have no QB. Sorry. Like, is what it is. Number 5, I got Dallas Goedert. So I wanted to have a guy at each position. So I got, a couple quarterbacks, a running back, a receiver. And then tight end that I'm staying away from is Dallas Goedert. He was actually I have this wrote down. He was number 10 the last 2 seasons. But I feel like they had no run game. And, with the weapons that they have, I just don't see it. I don't see Goddard.
2 years ago, they had Swift. He was just talking Swift up for the Bears.
Yeah, he's a pass pro running back.
I'm just saying.
He's a pass pro running back. That's why I talked him up for Caleb Williams. You're telling me Swift?
9 receivers.
You're putting Swift on caliber as Saquon? Like, stop. Just stop. Like, stop right now. They have Saquon Barkley, bro. Like, they have Saquon Barkley. I can't. I got Goddard outside. I didn't even have him mentioned in my honorable mentions. So that's where I got him. He's like 15 through 17 for me, personally. That's where I feel like he'll end the season. So I'm also staying away from him. Like the max leagues are 12, so you want to have one of them 12 guys. And I don't think he's one of them 12 guys this year that you want starting on your team. Obviously, solid bench, solid backup. But yeah, I'm staying away from Goddard. And then the last people I would like to say to stay away from is Texans wide receivers and Packers wide receivers. They both have more than 2 receivers that
That the quarterback loves to throw to.
Exactly, the quarterback loves to throw to.
It's hard to get fantasy points from that, man.
It is, and
it's so unpredictable.
It's literally unpredictable. There's going to be weeks Nico Collins has 130 yards and a tud. There's going to be weeks it'll be Tank Dell. There's going to be probably more majority weeks it'll be Diggs because it's just Diggs. He always gets his. But
it's hard
to guard all those.
I feel like if everybody stays healthy on that team, Tank Dell's gonna have the best year.
It's hard to guard all those guys. Well, Tank Dell's definitely his favorite.
Yeah,
there's no debating that. That's his
I don't care if Diggs is there or not.
Tank's his favorite.
Yeah,
but Diggs has the footwork that, honestly, dude, I don't think anyone else has. Like, he is just.
Except Devontae.
The way that he can get open is crazy. Even still, the dude's going on 30 31, 32 years old.
Yeah.
And he still has the footwork he does. He still is as fast as he has been. But yeah, I'm staying away from those two receiver cores. Like we said, that any of those guys can blow up. So, yeah, those are your boomer bust guys that I feel like are going to rise and you can get in later rounds that can help you win your leagues. And then the guys that I personally am staying away from, I would not recommend to draft these guys. I don't think that they're going to help you win your league, to be honest. So yeah, you heard our top 10 QBs, top 10 wide receivers, top 10 running back. If you are just seeing this video for whatever reason, we posted our top 10 RBs and top 10 tight ends before this because this will be a literal 2-hour podcast if we had it all in the same. There's just so much to say, especially when it comes to fantasy, and we want to make sure that we get you guys as much information as possible, and we appreciate you guys for watching, this far. Is there anyone else that you wanted to bring up for bust? Like any guys you're staying away from?
I'm staying away from Caleb Williams. I can't support Caleb Williams. I'm sorry, you're a great quarterback, but you're for the Chicago Bears. I will not draft you. I will never draft you. You will not be traded to me. You will never be on my team. But I'm just kidding. No, I don't like your Devontae, obviously, or your Dak. But other than that, you got a pretty good list there, man. Stayaways. There's a lot of stayaways, but I ain't got none right now that I can.
Yeah, there's more guys that I'm obviously staying away from, which I'll probably be talking more about that on my TikTok over there, Nate's Takes.
Nate's Takes!
But yeah, that is this week's, well, actually, your guys are going to have triple upload. I was planning on double upload, but for how long fantasy rankings ran through, we're going to have to do the triple upload. But yeah, like I said, double uploads every week until football starts. Yeah, I literally cannot wait for football. I can't wait for my fantasy draft. If you play fantasy the right way, then you're starting your drafts this weekend or the next weekend or the weekend after that. These next 3 weekends should be your draft weekends.
If you already did your draft, you're just dumb. Don't know how to play football.
Okay. Well, yeah.
You never have a draft before preseason or right in the middle of it either.
Guys just get hurt too much.
Or right in the middle of it either. You wait till the end of preseason.
Yeah, guys get hurt.
My draft is next Saturday. And there's only 8 games after that.
Week. Yeah, that's the last weekend.
When we have our draft, there's literally 8 games after that in preseason. Out of the whole season, preseason, and that's it. You got to wait, man, because you don't know who's going to get hurt. You don't know. If anybody did a draft before preseason, and somebody gets hurt, then what are you going to do? And I know nobody plays our fantasy like we do, where we pay money for players like that. Most people are doing this stupid online, watching players fall off. Watching players fall off the board you can't touch, which is the dumbest way to play fantasy ever. So,
if you haven't tried a salary cap draft, you gotta try it. Especially if you got a group of guys that are willing to do it every year. It is the most fun way to do it for sure. I love salary cap drafts, and I've been doing snake drafts literally my whole life until his league, and it's the way to go.
It's the way to go. It's just you have a chance to get every player.
Not every player, but any player you want.
Well, that's
if
what
there's
I'm saying.
a guy
That's said.
Yeah, but you can't have freaking.
I said you have a chance to get every player.
Yeah, any player, any guy that you want to go after. If you are the highest bidder, you get him.
You get him. On the snake ones, you're just watching guys you want just fly off the board, and you're just sitting there waiting for your turn. it's like the dumbest thing I've ever seen, dude. It's terrible. It's a terrible way to play fantasy. Terrible way. I'm playing one in a league that I got to do that in. I guess I'll deal with it, but if I'm ever to play fantasy, that's what you play. Oh, I don't want to play. Only reason I'm playing in the other ones because my baby's running it. But
maybe we'll
I'm just excited.
I'm
just excited for fantasy.
Yeah,
I'm so ready.
I am too. I'm very excited. But yeah, there's our fantasy rankings. If you feel like there's anybody to be left off the list, let us know in the comments below. If you're watching this far, you're literally a goat. I love you. Hit that like button. Hit the sub button. Follow us on all socials at Thread the Laces. Follow me at Nate's Takes. We appreciate you guys so much. And yeah, we are back. We are freaking back. Thread the Laces is back.
Well, what is it like? We are back. We are back. I love that movie.
Yeah, so we cannot wait to
The best friends that anyone has ever had.
We can't wait to see the feedback from the videos. We hope that you guys are just excited that we're back and football's back as we are. And yeah, we will see you guys in the next episode where we will be talking about our division rankings. Talk about controversial. Let's get it, baby. Let's go. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. And as always, hooray!